How are you doing? Let me be honest with you. Most developers know Git, but they don't really use Git like engineers. They use it to save code. I use it to structure work, to collaborate cleanly, protect production, and scale projects. So in this video, I am going to show you exactly how I use Git and GitHub in 2026 step by step. And I will explain you why I do each thing, not just what I type in a terminal. I am pretty sure this will level you up immediately and clean up your workflow. Let's start from the beginning. The first thing I do after installing Git in a computer, I run this command. This is just for best practice because in modern Git, we use main instead of master. So whenever I start a new project with Git init, it starts with the main branch. Main represents production ready code. It should be always stable. It should always be deployable. Then, before even writing real code, I create three things: a git ignore files, a readme.md file, and sometimes a license. This forced me to think like an engineer, not like someone just experimenting. Then I stage and commit properly. You can notice I didn't write first commit. I use something called conventional commits. Your commit history is documentation. When I commit, I follow this format: type, column, short description, like there's examples. This does two things. First, it makes the project readable for other engineers. Second, it integrates perfectly with CI/CD pipelines and automated change logs. Whenever someone reads my Git history, they immediately understand the evolution of the system. That's the goal. Okay, this is critical. I never work directly on main. Main is sacred. In my projects, I usually structure branches like this: main for production, develop for integration branch, and I also have some other branches like new features, bug fixes, or quick production fixes. So if I want to build authentication, I don't just start coding. I first switch to develop. Then I create a feature branch. Notice the naming: lowercase, hyphen separated, descriptive. That's intentional. Branch names are communication. Now let's say I am building something. I don't code for 4 hours and then commit everything. I commit in logical units. For example, I might first create the structure, then later add an implementation, then maybe fix something. Each commit represents a meaningful change. If something breaks later, I can easily track it down. Small commits are professional commits. Before pushing to GitHub, I always synced with develop. I fetch, then I rebase. You may be wondering why rebase? Well, because it keeps the commit history clean and linear. Instead of messy merge commits everywhere, the timeline stays readable. In large teams, this matters a lot. Trust me. When I push, I don't just open a random pull request. A pull request is a proposal. It's a technical explanation of what changed. My PR always includes a clear title. Then, in the description, what this PR does, why we need it, what files changed, and how it was tested. If it is a UI, I can include some screenshots. If it is a backend, I can include some requests for examples. The reason why I do all those things is because reviewing code is easier when context is clear. That's how you make your teammates' lives easier. Every serious repository I work on has linting checks, unit tests, formatting rules, and GitHub actions. When I open a pull request, the system automatically runs tests, builds the project, checks formatting. So if something fails, it blocks the merge. What that does is that this protects the main branch. GitHub is not just for storing code anymore. It's part of the engineering infrastructure. There is something I always do on GitHub. I always enable the branch protection for main. That means no direct pushes, pull requests required, all checks must be passed, at least one approval. I do this even if I am working alone. Why? Because discipline scales. If your process is strong when you are alone, it will survive when your team grows. Once my PR is merged, I clean up first locally, and remotely I delete the branch too. Keeping the repository clean prevents chaos over time. What I can say is that Git is not just about version control. It's about communication, traceability, system stability, and engineering maturity. If you adopt this workflow, you will immediately move from developer who uses Git to engineer who understands Git. And trust me, that will make a huge difference for you. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.